In the race for insurance commissioner, Democrat Rich Weaver tells Fox 8 he plans to drop out of the race. That means Republican Tim Temple would be running unopposed and declared the winner. Weaver has not filed papers with the Secretary of State yet. The position opened up after longtime Commissioner Jim Donnellan decided not to seek re-election. We've reached out to Tim Temple's camp for comment, but at this point, they're not commenting.